Hello. How are you? JoeHart here. Person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I'm trying to do a couple of things differently this week. I'm gonna, let's see here. So let's. Just trying to get some things set up here. Hello, hello, hello. Whoa. How am I going to do this? It's not working for me. Okay. So, with the description there, I have Formula One points and standings, drivers and teams, and it's after 3 rounds of 23 races, and plus, in case there's other things to talk about. But I'll probably go over that first, the points and standings of the drivers and the teams. Let's see what we got first here. Thought I had it ready to go. I guess I did not. That's driver standings. And that's constructor standings. I know they are called constructors, and I always call them constructors, but that's too many characters. So I said teams. Are you hearing echoes? I think that took care of the echoes. Okay. It's never super easy whether I do the drivers first or the teams first, but I guess I'll start with the drivers, and I might have to go back and forth because some of the other stuff is important too. So I got it. No, since there's only 10 teams, I'll do the teams. I'll do the constructors first, then the drivers, then back to the constructors. How about that? So let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Let's present. Hello and welcome. Feel free to join my Discord server. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not able to make comments. I guess I don't watch Twitter lives from a laptop much, so I don't really know how it works, but I'm trying to be a viewer and a talker. Anyway, hopefully I'll get to that. So I'll leave my Nightbot on the screen there. And I'll go full screen layout so that I'm off the screen for you all, but now I'll also go now I'll go off screen for me so I can read it. Okay. And I generally try to group things. Okay, so this is 2023 constructor standings after 3 races of 23 races. So as we all know, Red Bull Racing is way in front with 123 points. And then the next 2 are kind of close to each other. Aston Martin is second with 65. Mercedes third with 56. Ferrari kind of by themselves with 26 points. McLaren kind of by themselves because points aren't easy to make. By the way, I think this was a record of the soonest that every team had points. I think it was, 3. So anyway, that's the rest of them there. So Ferrari 26, McLaren 12, Alpine 8, Haas 7, Alfa Romeo 6, AlphaTauri 1, Williams 1. So of course the 2 1s would be grouped together. The 6, 7, and 8 would probably be grouped together. But to go from 8 to 12 that's a pretty big jump. It's 4 points. So it's not real easy to get 4 points for these guys. So I would say McLaren's alone, and then Ferrari has 26. So I'd say they're alone because they're 14 points higher than McLaren. And then, of course, Mercedes is 30 points. So let me go over those again. So I would say Red Bull Racing is all by themselves, way in front with 123 points. Aston Martin is second and Mercedes is third. They're right next to each other, 65 and 56 respectively. Ferrari by themselves, they're fourth at 26. McLaren fifth by themselves with 12 points. The next 3 are kind of close, all separated by a point each. So 6th, Alpine 8 points. 7th, Haas 7 points. 8th, Alfa Romeo 6 points. And then the bottom 2 each have a point. Now, Williams did really well this year. And they're hot out of the gate. I don't know if they got 1 point on the first race or whatever, but they were not 10th. And it was like, wow, finally Williams is getting out of the basement. And then here they are, they're back into the basement, which is a bummer. But anyway, I'm pretty new to Formula One, like the last 10 years or so. So I don't remember Williams in their heyday for sure. Anyway, 9th place, AlphaTauri, and 10th place, Williams. So I know I went over that twice, but let me bring it back to Red Bull. Okay, so let's go back and do the drivers. So let's take that out and then let's go to the drivers. Present, share screen. Wait a minute. Oops. Cancel. So welcome to everybody viewing. That's probably Lyndon Not Baines is out there. Thank you for sharing. Watching and supporting. I know you're quiet. I know you don't make any comments, but I'd love to get some comments from you if you could. But anyway, let's go to the drivers' points and standings. So, there's 10 teams, 2 drivers each. So it's essentially 20 drivers, but they had a couple, I think it's 23 in this list. Oh, no, there is exactly 20 drivers. So I guess all three races only had the 20 drivers. So anyway, I'm going to group them similar to what I did with, so it's a full screen. I'm going to take Nightbot out. I'm going to group them like I did with the teams, and hopefully they'll still be pretty easy to do, I hope. Anyway, okay, this is the 2023 driver standings after 3 of 23 races. Now, this weekend, Azerbaijan GP has the F1 sprint in the weekend, so there's actually extra points to be had, not just 25 being the top point. You can also get 8 for the sprint race. So anyway, there's more points this weekend than all, there's 6 sprint race weekends, and this is the first of 6. And so there's extra points during those weekends. Anyway, okay, 2023 driver standings. Number 1, of course, I would say he's kind of by himself, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Let me go up on here, see if I can get a little overview here. 6, 8, 18, 20, 20, 38, 45. Yeah, the top 4, it's hard to tell. Okay, so first place, Max Verstappen, 69 points. Second place, Sergio Perez, same team, Red Bull, 54 points. Third, Fernando Alonso, Aston Martin, 45 points. Fourth, Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, 38 points. Now, those 4 are certainly separated from the rest of the field, but they're kind of separated from each other. So Max is ahead of Sergio by 15 points. That's pretty strong. That's almost an entire race's first place. That's 25 points instead of 15. So it's not, but anyway, that's pretty substantial. Now, Perez is ahead of Alonso by 9 points. That's pretty substantial. And Alonso is ahead of Hamilton by 7 points. So it goes 15, 9, 7. So I'll group them together because, someone could have an engine that dies or a tire that blows, or they can have anything. So anyway, to go over them again, first place, Max Verstappen from Red Bull, 69 points. Second place, Sergio Perez, Red Bull, 15 points behind, 54. Third place, Fernando Alonso, Aston Martin, 9 points back, 45. Fourth place, Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, 7 more points back, 38. Then you get into some pretty close. The next 3 drivers are pretty close. They go 20, 20, 18 points. 20, 20, 18. So the 3 of them are separated by 2 points. That's mighty cool. So 5th place, Carlos Sainz, Ferrari, 20 points. 6th place, Lance Stroll. Wow, he's never this high. 6th place, Lance Stroll, Aston Martin, 20 points. 7th place, wow, Stroll is never ahead of Russell. 7th, George Russell, Mercedes, 18 points. So if we scroll down a little more, might get other groupings. So it goes 8, 6, 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Those are pretty close considering that, usually it's like 0, 1 point, 4 points, 8 points. And then you're like, they aren't together because there's so few, but these are pretty close. Anyway, 8th place, Lando Norris, McLaren, back 10 points from Russell for 8 points. And then 9th and 10th are tied at 6 points. 9th, Nico Hülkenberg, Haas, 6 points. 10th, Charles Leclerc, Ferrari, 6 points. Oh my golly. He ought to switch teams. Something's going on there. And then the next 4 drivers all have 4 points. 11th, Valtteri Bottas with Alfa Romeo. 12th place, Esteban Ocon, Alpine. 13th place, Oscar Piastri, McLaren. He's a rookie. 14th place, Pierre Gasly, Alpine. All 4 of those have 4 points. Wow, Piastri up there. So, 15th, Zhou Guanyu from Alfa Romeo has 2 points. So 2 points back. That's, kind of close, kind of far. 16th, 17th, and 18th all have a point. So 16th, Yuki Tsunoda, AlphaTauri has 1 point. 17th, Kevin Magnussen, Haas has 1 point. 18th, Alexander Albon, Williams, 1 point. And in the bottom 2, both have 0 points. So 19th, Logan Sargent, Williams, 0 points. 20, Nick DeVries, AlphaTauri, 0. So if we review all that, that's pretty, I like doing these things. They seem to be more parity, I guess, almost. So any 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of close, kind of distant. Max, Sergio, Fernando, and Lewis. Next 3, really close. Carlos, Lance, and George. I'll put the 6 and 8s together. So Lando Norris, Nico, and Charles Leclerc are all 8, 6, 6. And then I'll do the 4 4s by themselves. So Valtteri, Esteban, Oscar, and Piastri. And then 1, 2 points and 3, 1 points. So I'll kind of put them together. Zhou Guanyu with 2, and then Yuki, Kevin, and Alexander with 1 each, and then Logan and Nick with 0. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad I went over those. So I don't know if maybe we'll so that was pretty cool. I don't know. Did anybody like that? Blah, 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 blah. Now, I think I'll go back to the teams just to see if I won't remember. I need it all printed up, and I'd have them right next to each other, which I don't have those printed up. So I guess I will print those up either after this or when I feel like I have a little pause. But, I mean, all pauses are, it's my stream, so I can have a pause whenever I want. So yeah, I won't be able to remember who's who, but I might, who knows. So let's so I'm on the full screen. What's it called? Full screen layout right now. So I'm not on the screen for you, but I can see comments. But now I'm going to go off screen right now to reread the same points. So anyway, Red Bull 123, a blowout. Aston Martin and Mercedes, that's kind of cool that they're near each other. But for Mercedes, Lewis is pretty far ahead of George. I don't know. George is choking. Ferrari, Sainz is ahead of Leclerc. And Leclerc is not doing well at all. Ferrari has 26, and I think it's 20 and 6. I think Sainz has 20, and Leclerc has 6. So that's horrible. McLaren, I don't know. But 12, Alpine, don't know. 8, 7, 6. Alpine, Haas, and Alfa Romeo. So they're close in points, but they probably arrived there in different ways. AlphaTauri 1 and Williams 1. So anyway, now that's kind of it for the points. That's kind of it for the points and standing for Formula One. And I just wanted to cover that, before the race this weekend. And also, I guess I need to print them up. But I need to, okay. So I'm going to go over the schedule because it seems like it has changed. This weekend is a F1 sprint weekend. And I went over that earlier with just about the format changes. And this year we are going to have 6 sprints. So this is the first of 6 out of 23 races. 6 out of 23 are sprints. Now, I didn't like them so far. I think we had 1 in 2021 just to test it out. Then we had 3 in 2022. And now we're going to have 6 this year. And I'm not, and it might be just because it's a change. I don't know why I didn't like it. But the changes for 2023 sound exciting. I'm glad that they have made it now a separate situation, and the result of it isn't how they set up the grid for the GP. That seemed like it seemed like the sprint was worth double and the GP race was worth nothing. It was really unfair. So I'm glad they've separated that. So I'm pretty excited to see the first new version of this format, and also it might add excitement. I don't know, but I know Baku can be. I can't roll off the 5 bullets about Baku, but I think it's pretty unique. It is a really tight city circuit, and it has some features about it. I think it's hard to pass when you wreck or skid or hit the wall or blow a tire. There is no runoff. It instantly becomes a yellow flag, red flags, maybe a virtual what's those things called, safety car or an actual safety car. So I think that happens a lot. And there's other things Baku's original is unique for some reasons. I'm sorry that I'm saying that, but I can't list the bullets of what it is. But it is. Take my word for it. No, don't take my word for it. Hopefully I'll learn more as the weekend goes by. So I'm going to probably look anyway, because it seemed like today is when they made it really. Today is when they announced the new format. And I don't know if that caused changes to the schedule. Like, I print up the schedule for every Formula One race, and I go to formula1.com and I go to the schedule and then click on the schedule. And then when that shows the free practices and the qualifying and the race. But if you go right below that, you can hit full schedule, which is the only thing I print up. So I print up, 2 pages worth of, the full schedule. So I printed that up. I usually wait until Sunday night before or Monday morning to print it up, for it to be current and stuff. Anyway, there's this website that I print up their motorsport schedule, and sometimes they're incorrect. And with my OCD, I always write them emails, and they don't thank me. But anyway, they make the changes usually. They were incorrect on one of the sessions, and so I emailed them, and then I was like, well, maybe I should check. And so I went back to Formula One, and the print up that I printed it up on Sunday, I think Sunday night, is wrong. It's been updated. So I'm like, oh, so what they had was wrong, but also what I told them was the update was wrong too. So anyway, I might go over the brief, headlines. Hello to Twitch, by the way. Thank you for being there. Feel free to write a comment if you'd like. I'd love to get a comment over there. Hello, Twitch. Hello, Twitch. Anyway, I'm usually my Nightbot starts going crazy, but I guess I don't have enough comments, so I'm trying to get a few of them out there I don't know if my comments count. And like that, I just typed exclamation point YouTube for my addresses to be showing up. So I don't know what's counted there. I only type it once, but it's typed up 4 times. So I don't know if that's counted as 4. And then the Nightbot, I don't know if Nightbot's caught it. I don't know, but I probably need a few extra. So I'm going to go find the schedule. I guess I'm going to. And just go over the. And the change was, The change was Formula 2, I think. So I don't know if it was okay. Oh, golly. Was I not on the screen? Anyway, I forget to. I always like to start this way and then say, okay, I'm going to go off screen to you, which I guess I'm going to do now. So I'm going to go off screen to you all. I'm going to go to full screen layout, which then I'm off the screen for you. And now I'm going to, but I can see comments and I can see what you all see. But now I'm going to go off screen so I can't see comments and see what you see. So I'm right on the page reading it. So anyway, Formula One at Azerbaijan Grand Prix 2023. So these are local times. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. I'm on East Coast, United States time, Eastern time. So we are 8 hours behind, so we have to subtract 8 hours. So anyway, Friday, April 29th. I'm not going to go over every line, but I might get bogged down a little bit. So anyway, Friday, April 29th. Oh, and even though it's 8 hours, which is kind of a lot, all days are actually the same days. So this schedule on Friday, April 28th is still Friday, April 28th with the 8 hours reduced. That's not always true when you go to Russia or Japan or Australia. It's a different day. Friday's really Thursday, Saturday's really Friday, Sunday's really Saturday. So these are the same day for every event on the schedule. So, okay, Friday, April 28th, FIA so Formula 1 and Formula 2 are at this event. So I'm going to go through the practices and qualifications and the races for Formula 1 and Formula 2. So anyway. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so this is Friday, April 28th. So the first line there, FIA Formula 2 practice session 11:05 to 11:50. So that's minus 8 hours, 3:05 to 3:50. And then go down maybe 5 lines to the first practice session. So Formula 1 first practice session 13:30 to 14:30. You subtract 8, so that's 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning. 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning. The next line, Formula 2 qualifying session, 1500 to 1530, minus 8, 7 to 7:30. And then so Formula 1 qualifying, that's one of the things unique about the F1 sprint. Qualifying's on Friday instead of Saturday, after one free practice instead of after 3 of them. So Formula 1 qualifying 1700 to 1800. Yeah, subtract 8 hours. So that's, 9, I think. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then Saturday, where'd I go? Let's see. Anything over here? Anybody here? Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, Twitch. Hello, Twitch. Hello, Twitch. Here you go. I said hello to Twitch. Okay, so I'm going to go back off the screen. So Saturday, April 29th, team pit stop practice. I think that's kind of cool, but anyway. So this is a brand new item in Formula 1. So the second line there says Formula 1 sprint shootout 12:30 to 13:14. So that's pretty precise on the numbers. But sprint shootout is the Formula 1 sprints qualifying. And it's 3 sessions. I think it's I got it written here. 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes. So that's 20, 30. So that's 30 minutes and then 7 minutes, I think, between each session, right? So 44 minutes. Yeah. So so the sprint shootout from 12:30 to 13:14 minus 8 hours. So that's 4:30 to 5:14. 4:30 is earlier. That has definitely changed. It was not 4:30 earlier. It was 5 something. So that is a huge schedule change from what I printed up. So 4:30 to 5:14. So it's the session 12 minutes, 7-minute break, 10 minutes, 7-minute break, 8 minutes. That's how that's going to go. So then go down 3 more lines. Formula 2 sprint race, 21 laps or 45 minutes plus a lap, 1,500 to 1,550 minus 8, which is 7 to 750. And then I love press conferences, but they're almost, you can't find them. I love them. I could watch them all day if they would just show them live. I don't like watching them 12 hours later, unless it could consistently be downloaded. No one is downloading them consistently. Anyway, this is the main event, or, this is the special event for this weekend, the sprint, the F1 sprint. So Formula One sprint, F1 sprint, which is 17 laps, are 60 minutes. It's usually over within 30 minutes, and it's 100 kilometers, or I think it's called kilometers, isn't it? Or meters? I guess kilometers. So that's what the definition of an F1 sprint is 100 kilometers, and then you got to adapt that to the circuit and, go to the closest lap over 100. So anyway, sprint, which is 17 laps. So 17 laps are 60 minutes. It will never be 60 minutes. 17:30 to 18:30. So minus 8 is 9:30 to 10. And then we go to Sunday. So the any questions? Hey, what's up, Neil? Sorry, how you doing, Neil? I'm just going over the schedule. It's first I went over I went over it a couple times, but I went over the teams' points and standings. They're called constructors. So the constructors' points and standings, and then the drivers' points and standings. And then I went back because, you're like, wait, which 2 drivers are on what team? So it's good that I go flip-flop so I stay focused on it. And then I wanted to do the schedule because they've changed it. I did a stream earlier about the Formula One, and as you can tell, Formula One is my big focus for this week. There's IndyCar, there's effing NASCAR, which it's a necessary. I hate them. I don't like them, but I got to do some stuff with NASCAR. But so there's Formula One, which is number 1 for me. IndyCar, which is probably number 2. NASCAR, just got to do it. And then NHRA and GT World Championship America, I think, and a couple others that would be nice to do some things. But anyway, Formula One is the main focus for me. Plus, it's been 4 weeks. Formula One has 23 races in the season, in the year, and it's usually every 2 or 3 weeks. They have a summer break, which is 4 weeks, and that's the longest break ever in their season. But this year, they scheduled at China and then canceled. So it went from 2 weeks and 2 weeks to 4 weeks. So this is a big. This is holy shit. This is a big thing. So hello to Facebook. Hello to Facebook page, Facebook profile, LinkedIn, YouTube, JoeHart PwD's, YouTube, Francis Assistant, Twitch, JoeHart 2, and then the 2 Twitters. I have my live screen over here. I'm trying to figure out how to do that Twitter thing, but I'm not having much luck with it. But anyway, so I'm going to go back to the schedule. Let me go. Thanks for stopping by, Neil. It's good to see you, man. So I'm going to go full screen layout. So I'm off the screen, but I can see your comments and the screen that you all are looking at. I can see. So now I'm going to go off screen right now. So I'm back to Sunday, April 30th. So the first event, which is again a huge time change, a Formula 2 feature race, 29 laps or 60 minutes plus one lap. It's 11:25 to 12:30 on Sunday. You subtract 8 hours for Eastern Standard Time. That's 3:25 to 4:30. And then let's see, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all the other stuff I don't really care about. There's a race at the bottom. And as it says there, note Baku is 4 hours ahead of UTC. Timetable subject to change. And it changed a lot. I printed it up on Sunday, and it's now not the same schedule. So anyway, the last line is Formula 1 Grand Prix, 51 laps or 120 minutes. It's 1,500 to 1,700. So it's minus 8 hours. So that's 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Now, their broadcast starts an hour and a half earlier than that. So the broadcast will actually start at 5:30 to 6:55, and then it switches to the main broadcast for the race at 6:55, and then the race goes at 7. The race used to start 10 minutes after, so it could start exactly at 7, but now it starts exactly at 7, so they have to start at 6:55. You have to have one or the other. And I like this better. I thought that was the goofiest thing that they said, well, races start at 2. Well, they really start at 2:10. I mean, it was just weird. It was, and, they can have any form, it can be whatever they want. And they did that for years. So it was weird that they, anyway. Okay, so that's the schedule. So basically, I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments or anything. Let's exit full yeah, I don't know if anybody has any questions and stuff. I was trying to do just a real quick. I just wanted to get through, or real quick is a relative term for me. But when I first started doing live YouTube, I was doing 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. So and 9 hours, and I think I did an 11 hour. So it's so anything less than an hour for me, I think is a road runner speed. It's hyper speed. So anyway, I think that's about all I got. Neil, thanks for coming out. I don't know if you're over in Twitch, and then when I said hello to Twitch, you came over here or whatever. And I know earlier you were pretty tired. I mean, you've got those what I forget the phrase you used earlier, that you're all over the place, or I think I said that and you said something similar. That but yeah, your sleep, who knows? Anybody can be super tired at any time throughout the day. So yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm pretty excited about the Formula 1. I think it's going to be, like with the new format. I didn't like, again, this is a Formula 1 sprint weekend. And that's a pretty new thing, the Formula 1. In 2021, they had one race like it, just to test it, just to start the process. And then last year, 2022, they had 3 races out of 23. And everybody was like, whoa, that's way too many. No, we don't like it. So what did they do for this year? They did 6. So they have 6 Formula 1 sprint weekends. But this morning, they announced that they're going to change the format. So I'm really excited about the format. The way the format was prior to that is you had a free practice 1 just to get used to the track, and then you had qualifying for the sprint. And then you had free practice 2 just to practice, and then you had the sprint. Oh, I mean, the qualifying set the grid for the sprint. So you had qualifying for the sprint, and then free practice 2, and then the sprint. And that results set the grid for the Grand Prix. So it was almost like it never made sense. It was not a good idea because it made the sprint twice as valuable and the Grand Prix almost non-existent valuable. The qualifications didn't matter. So anyway, they changed the format so that now basically the Formula 1 sprint is an entirely different entity, which is, thank God. So they have now on Friday, they have a free practice 1 just to get used to the thing. And then they have qualifying for the Sunday race. They have, like usual, they have a qualifying for the regular Grand Prix. but that's after one free practice instead of after 3. So, which they're probably planning to get rid of free practices, or at least most of them. And I think that's why they changed this format, so that they can get rid of it easier, sooner, quicker. So, free practice 1, just to get ready for the track, qualifying for the Grand Prix, and then a brand new event on Saturday. And then all of Saturday is about the free practice, the F1 sprint. So, the first session, all of Saturday is for the sprint. None of Friday and Sunday is for the sprint. That's all about the Grand Prix. Great. They really did separate it. So Saturday's first session is free practice 2, just to get ready, do testing for tires and mileage and gas and whatever they want to do. I guess gas is never a concern, but tires are a big concern, of course. So they free practice 2, and then they do, sorry, that's the old format. So Saturday still has 2 sessions. It's all about the sprint, and the first session is brand new. The first session it's called a sprint shootout, and basically it's the sprint qualifications, and it's shorter and quicker. It's 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, similar to the regular qualifying, but shorter. And they have mandatory tires on the 3 sessions. First and second session, they have to use medium tires. They must use brand new medium tires. And the third session, they must use brand new soft tires. And I don't fully understand that logic, but I'm sure it will make sense to me as the weekend goes by. And then that's how they set the grid for the sprint, which is the second session on Saturday. Saturday is the F1 sprint. And then poof, we wake up Sunday, and the sprint is a distant memory, as opposed to the previous 1 of 2021 and 3 of 2022. It was a nightmare. Whatever people did during the sprint on Saturday was how they set up on Sunday. They're like, I mean, it was a stupid thing. It was not a good thing. So now it kind of makes sense. So I'm glad they changed it. Anyway, I'm going on and on. So that's it. I kind of wanted to do it kind of quick. I don't know if that's Lyndon, not Baines. I'm not sure who's there. So hello. All right. So that was longer than I expected, but I think I'm going to head out. I'm trying things differently this week. I did do a short yesterday, but I have now done 3 lives today, and I might, don't know, do one later tonight. I don't know. It's just it's logical, and you got to do the next step and the next step and the next step, and so I might, I don't know if I can, but I'm just plodding through it. So I'm trying something new. I want to do much shorter things, just one topic, cover it, and get out of there. And, I have to be okay with, I have intimate rooms. I have very small rooms. I have, I have to be okay with that. So it's kind of like talking to myself. Man, YouTube is exploding. Who's on YouTube? And then as soon as I said that, they disappeared. Bye, YouTube. Was that Lyndon, not Baines? Who disappeared on there? So, okay. All right, so that's it. Everywhere. Anyway, thanks, Neil. What's it been? 13 minutes since you said cheers, buddy. But, I'm sure you just came by. So thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I want to, same old. I'm going to hit end broadcast twice, once and then twice, and now stop this stream, but you can keep commenting. I'm taking much more time these days to go through the 8 streams. So I'm going to go through my 8 destinations or platforms and check them out. And it's taking so much more time. So probably, 7 to 12 minutes instead of 3 to 5 minutes before. So once I go through them, then I would leave studio, which would then stop this. There would be no more comments. So you can comment. Let's see here. Let's just see here. What do I got in memory? Paste. Oh my goodness. No. Delete. Okay. Let me go up to Nightbot. And thank you. Select all. Copy. Okay. All right. Let's see what I got here. Let's paste that. Okay. So we have thanks to Neil Mudd and everyone. I really appreciate all your time and support. See you soon. JoeHart, PwD's, Invisible Disabilities. There you go. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm going to hit end broadcast. So anyway, see you later, YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and Twitch and LinkedIn. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to hit end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. That was the first time. And now it ends as soon as I hit it. So I'm going to start saying goodbye. So I'm going to hit end broadcast in 3, 2, 1.